Hello, Zen Disc Golf listeners. It's time for your moment of Zen. What better way to clear your mind than to be alone, surrounded by nature, with a single and simple thought: put this disc in that basket. This is episode 2 of the Zen Disc Golf Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Zen Disc Golf Podcast. My name is Patrick McCormick, and sitting across from me is Zach Englehart. How are you?
Hey, Pat. How you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. It's a little rainy out today, so we didn't get a chance to go out and throw a few putts before we got started, but...
Well, it's unfortunate, you know. It's a little rainy this time of year in Virginia Beach, but, you know, what are you going to do? There's no point in freezing to death.
Well, I got my energy up. I did a few jumping jacks before we got started.
Nice and fit before the show starts.
Yeah, do a couple push-ups. Yeah, we might have to take a few breaks just to get that energy going. It's just a cloudy day out there. It may start raining, and you may hear it in the mic, but hey, that might be your Zen thing. You know,
there you
just
go.
Hear the raindrops. We might just stop right in the middle of the podcast and just listen to the rain.
There you go. I love it.
It's not going to happen. So anyways, since last time, when we got finished recording last episode, we went out and threw a couple putts in the backyard and took some slow-mo video of my man here, Zach, throwing some putts, and got some pretty cool footage, and posted it up on the Facebook, and so far it's got 1.8 thousand views.
I have gone from being relatively unknown to still being unknown, but people have seen me putt, so that's pretty awesome.
From a distance, through the chains.
From a distance. But I gotta tell you, that slow-mo video was awesome.
Yeah, the sound of the disc hitting the chain was pretty amazing. That's going to be my new favorite thing, by the way. So get used to seeing some slow-mo stuff, because I'm kind of hooked on that whole iPhone slow-mo thing. Maybe we'll go out and throw some drives and hit them in slow-mo.
I love it. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, we'll be really selfish and share them throughout their social media.
Well, you want everybody to know
how terrible our drives are.
Yeah, if you're going to be bad, you want to be bad in front of thousands of people, you know?
Speaking of terrible, Zach, what's your worst disc golf story?
Oh, no, dear. I've been dreading this conversation.
You brought it up. You were like, let's talk about our worst disc golf. That'd be great.
Well, you know, we're friends, and it's funny when I say it to you, but I'm sure somebody's going to be like, oh, dear. So
Wait till you hear mine.
Yeah, yours is going to be good. So I was learning how to play disc golf down in Pensacola, Florida at Blue Angel Park, my very favorite course of all time. 3 co-located courses. I highly recommend you get down there if you get a chance. But I was down there learning how to play. I had a couple of my buddies went out to play, and I was pretty against it. Being a first-timer, I didn't know the sport and I didn't understand it. But I went out, and I had a good time, and started to play with them on a pretty frequent basis. And I slowly started to get a decent little backhand going. Not that it's anything too special now, but good enough. And I just couldn't master a flick. A friend of mine that I played with, Nick, could really bomb one out there. He could just throw a nice, clean, easy flick, and it carried 200 to 300 feet, you know, wherever.
Some people just have that natural flick shot. It's like they walk up and they can just automatically flick it. A lot of people, it just takes a lot of effort and practice. And
he was one of those guys. He still is. He has my number, and it doesn't matter. I swear I could be the second coming of Ken Climo, but Nick's always got my number. He can beat me no matter what. So he shows me how to do it, and I can't figure it out. And so I go home and I practice feverishly for a week, and I can't get it.
Just practicing that flick?
Yep. And so I was out in the yard with a Mako, the old DX Mako that I had, and I was trying to figure it out. Couldn't get it. And so I decided, I'll try a different disc. Maybe it's the disc. And I started trying with the driver, and I got it. I got one little good one. It went like 50 feet. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's cool. The grip. That's the flick. So I bought from Sky South, from Mr. Jim Orm, a Blizzard Destroyer that has a Superman stamp on it. And I thought it was just the coolest thing, 130 odd grams and light and fast.
130 grams?
It's like 134 or something like that. It's
wow,
really light.
That's a really light disc.
Maybe it was, maybe I'm wrong. I doubt it, but I maybe. So I would go out in the yard and I start throwing it. Oh, okay, I can throw 50 feet and then I get one to 100 feet. I get one 150 feet. I'm like, this is awesome. And I lived on this little 2-lane street in Pensacola. And
so you were doing all this at your house?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Flicking them 150 feet?
Down the street, yeah.
Do you have a yard?
Yeah, I had my front yard was about the size of a matchbox. And it was just a bunch of little garden homes and this little 1.5-lane street that we lived on. So I call my buddy Ben over. Ben comes by the house, and I'm like, check this out. And we each take a couple turns flicking it down the street. And I was like, I'm going to bomb one out there. So I go to the far end of the street, and where the street makes the intersection, which is a T, there's a house behind the intersection. It's right around 200 feet. And I'm like, well, there's no way I can throw it that far. No big deal. I'm going to bomb one out there. Which, if you're doing field work down the street in your neighborhood and you're listening, maybe don't. I just rip one off, and it goes sailing, and I'm like, oh, it's a beauty. Goes off.
Chasing that perfect flight, right?
And it just cuts off to the left, and it's a beautiful, perfect shot. This is one of those shots that you live for. And it bends out to the left, kind of comes back out to the right, and I go, oh, no.
Less curve.
No, please don't. And it's going right at this little Ford Contour.
Oh,
and
man.
I go, oh, no. And it's coming in hot. And at this point, I see what's going to happen, and I've just taken off on a full sprint down the street. Like, oh, I'm going to have to pay for a window. And I can deal with it. It's stupid, but you know what? I can pay for a broken window. So I'm burning down the street just as fast as I can go. Like,
were you gonna catch it when you got to the other side?
I don't know what my intentions were. I was just afraid to go to jail. And so I get down, and I'm watching this as I'm running down the street, and it comes in. It's about to hit the car. It looks like it's about to hit the car, and it just disappears. So that confuses me, but I keep on running up, and I get up there, and I get to the window of the car, and there's a lady sitting in the car who has just been struck in the face by a driver.
Oh, man.
Her window was down, and the 1 in a million shot that the disc could go poorly hits her square in the jaw, and lands in her lap.
Holy moly.
I would like to think in my heart of hearts that she was concussed and confused. Because when I walked up and I just grabbed my disc and was like, I'm so sorry, I hope you're okay. And I just ran away. And,
so you didn't wait to find out if she was okay? You were just like, I hope you're okay, and then turned around and ran?
No. I just knew better. I said, I better go hide out in my house and wait for the cops to come and get my story straight. And
let me ask you, would that count does that count as an ace?
I would like to think that was my one and only ace. It didn't hit chains, it hit teeth, but
Oh man, oh that's bad.
So she
well, what do they call it when you throw and you're going to the yellow basket, but you hit like a red basket, and they call it a black ace or something like that?
I think so, something like that.
So maybe that wasn't what you were going for, but oh, that's terrible.
So,
I'm sorry.
And I turn around and I'm hoping that my buddy Ben's gonna be there to like cover down for me. No. Ben saw what happened, hit his car, and he's in about 4th gear just flying down the street to get out of there. He's like, so I call him up after. I was like, thanks for bailing on me. He's like, I ain't going to jail for you. You're being stupid.
Wow.
So that was probably my most shameful moment in all of disc golf, just inadvertently beaning a lady sitting in her car.
Did you ever find out she was okay?
I did. I ended up talking to her a few days later, and I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't really mean, that wasn't intentional. I couldn't do that again if you paid me to.
Right.
And she was nice enough to be like, oh, well, I don't, I said, I'm not mad. And I said,
did you offer to take her out on the course?
I did. I said, well, look, if you want to go learn how to throw one of these yourself, you can come out with me.
That's how you grow the sport, ladies and gentlemen.
See, you throw a disc through a driver's side window, hit a lady, and # grow the sport.
Grow the sport. That's right. At least you didn't kill anything.
No, I didn't kill anything. I couldn't imagine what that'd be like if I inadvertently killed something with a disc.
Yeah,
hey, Pat, what about your worst story?
Oh, man. All right. So I'm out here in Virginia Beach. I'm playing Bayville. And if any of y'all have ever played Bayville, the course is tight. It's moderately wooded, but it's tight right on other people. But I didn't hit any people. So at least I guess I got that going for me. The other thing about this hole, and I'm going to give you a clue as to what happened, was there's a lot of squirrels on this hole.
A lot. They're everywhere.
So I was on hole number 2, and I got to thinking, man, I wonder if anybody's ever hit a squirrel out here. I seriously thought that. I was like,
that's where your visualization got the worst.
It did. But I tell you what, I was playing the round of my life. I think I parred number 1, birdied 2, birdied 3, birdied 4, birdied 5. And let me tell you, that's not a common occurrence. So all of a sudden I show up after about 5, 6 birdies in a row. I'm on hole number 9. That flick shot.
Flick shot?
It's a dog leg right.
They're
I had to
dangerous.
throw a flick. So I grabbed the most overstable disc I had in my bag at the time, which was a Gateway Spirit, which if you've ever thrown that, it's a very sharp disc. And if you see where I'm going with this, I flicked it out there, and I parked it right under the basket for another birdie. I was like, oh, this is a great day. So I walk up to the basket, and I'm like looking at the disc, and I'm looking at the basket. I'm like, easy birdie putt. Oh, there's a squirrel. And it's unconscious and twitching, possibly seizing right next to my disc. So I kind of get a little closer to it. And as a medic, I start...
You start looking at like, your medic training case, I can save this squirrel.
It was more like, did I do that? And then you're like, I'm trying to figure out, okay, is there any lividity? Does it look like it's been here for a while? No, it's still twitching. Oh, man, I just killed a squirrel with my Gateway Spirit. PETA, please don't come after me and don't go after disc golfers. It was completely an accident. I felt so bad, but the thing was sitting there twitching. And should I go any further with the story?
It gets worse.
Oh, God, it does. So I felt like because it was half alive, half dead, I needed to put it out of its misery. This is where everyone drops the Facebook on me.
Yep. That's where it is right there.
Almost at 5,000 followers, and boom, episode 2 hits. Just a drop.
Gone, done.
Okay, so I had to finish the squirrel off just as with a mercy kill. So I grabbed the stick and I hit it. I hit the squirrel. It didn't die.
It didn't die. No, they never do.
Have you ever seen that movie? I can't think of what it's called, so of course you're not going to tell me this. Sex Drive.
Yeah.
Where they hit the I don't remember what kind of animal it was, but it was out in the middle of the road, and they're like, oh man, they felt so bad that they'd killed whatever animal it was, and then they were like, well, we have to mercy kill. So they grabbed something and they hit it with it, and it just didn't die. I was playing that movie out.
So you sound like Jim Carrey and Me, Myself, and Irene when he tried to shoot the cow and the bullets kept bouncing off.
Oh, man, it was bad. And it was gory, too. And that's about as far as we're going to go with that story. And so if you were a fly on the wall on that disc golf course, you would have been like, who is that guy and why is he beating a squirrel with a stick? He was 3/4 dead. It was a mercy kill. I felt really bad. I felt so bad, I didn't even put my birdie putt in. I could have just reached out and put it in. I picked up my plastic and walked off the course.
What can you do at that point?
I don't know.
If anything's going to put a damper on your round, it's a dead squirrel.
That is hopefully once in a lifetime event.
Well, if it does happen again, heaven forbid, I just hope that I'm there.
I felt so bad. I picked up my phone. I started calling people. I just killed a squirrel. I can't believe it. I'm giving up disc golf.
See, my favorite part is when you throw that disc and you throw a good shot. Every time you see that disc and it lands nicely next to the basket, you're a little ginger kind of sneaking up to the basket, hoping there's no dead squirrels.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is what it is. So definitely, because it involved death. My worst story. Should I tell the other one too?
Do it to it.
All right. I have another pretty bad one. And so it's a good thing I wrote a book about, being positive on the course and, allow every shot to be your best and all that kind of stuff. I was out on a very new course. We don't need to talk about the name.
Oh, yes.
A new course in the area that just opened up a couple months ago. The first time I'd ever been there, you had taken me there, right?
Yes, I know exactly where you're speaking of.
Yeah. And did we pay to go on that course?
No, we most certainly did not. As it stands, there are not very good signage about paying, so we just kind of soldiered on.
Yeah. We just walked straight from the car up to the first tee. Did the same thing the other day. Again, playing the round of my life. I'm up on hole number 8, I think. Parked it for a birdie. again, I make that sound like it happens often. It happens, but it's not like all the time. So I parked it for a birdie, and I see the first sign of life that I've seen out there the entire time I was out there. I was probably out there for at least, 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's a very well-kept secret, probably because of what you're about to say.
So I see this dude walking towards me, and I think, just being me, oh, man, another disc golfer. Maybe we can just do a pickup game and I'll have somebody to talk to for the rest of the course from here. So my eyes really aren't that great from the last episode. You know that I'm colorblind.
Oh, yeah.
I also wear glasses. I have to wear glasses, and my eyes just are terrible. But when I throw, I don't throw with glasses.
Yeah, I have the same issue. I don't wear mine when I throw either.
Primarily, it's because in the summertime when I get all sweaty and I do that quick turnaround movement, my glasses fly off my face.
Yep.
So that I don't ever do. I just got used to not wearing my glasses. Now, an argument could be made, how do you see, if you can't do that, if you can't see very well, how do you see the basket from the tee pad? I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes I don't. I just know that I'm supposed to go that direction.
Hey, well, if that's the case, it's paid off pretty well for you.
Yeah, it works. So anyways, this guy's walking towards me, and he's wearing all green, and he comes up to me and he goes, hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you? And he says, let me see your pass. My pass? Yeah, let me see your pass. For the course? Yeah, this is a pay-to-play course.
See, that's when it gets awkward.
Then I see the gun on his side. Then I see the Ranger badge. And then I'm like,
here we go.
Oh, my God. I see the handcuffs and all that kind of stuff. So he walks up to me and he goes, you didn't pay to play. I said, no, I didn't know this was a pay-to-play course. And, I mean, I legitimately didn't. And, Zach, you didn't know either. And you've played the course a bunch of times, right?
I've probably played out there 10 or 15 times, and hopefully they're not listening because they're probably going to be like, hey, where's our money, bro?
Well, he said, yeah, it's on the huge sign when you first walk up. But, I mean, the sign is about the size of my mini iPad when you're walking up. And when you're in the middle of the woods, you just don't see. Again, my eyes. I don't see that. I'm usually walking, looking at my feet, making sure I'm not tripping, especially out there.
Well, if they're interested in making money or having to be a pay to play for maintenance, at least kind of go out of your way to make it visible, like a big sign with bright colors that you paint on that says $2.
Yeah. So I mean, I was perfectly honest with the guy. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't know this was a pay to play course. This is only like the second time I've played out here. I didn't see the sign. I'm more than happy to go back and pay. Where do I go pay? And he says, retrieve your disc. I'm going to walk you out of the park. Okay. And he goes, as a matter of fact, what you're doing right now is considered trespassing, and it is a summonsable offense. He proceeds to walk me out from hole number 8 or 9 or whatever I was on like a 25-minute walk of shame.
Oh, yeah. 8 is in the far corner, as far away as you can get.
And, I mean, that was the last thing he really said to me was, this is a summonsable offense. I was like, am I getting arrested? I mean, what is going on here? Is the Zen disc golf guy getting arrested?
For trespassing.
So at the book signing, someone tries to fight me.
You get walked off the course while you're trying to relax and play a nice round.
Yeah, and it's like, what? So
what are you thinking about that's bringing this on?
Yeah. The other part of it is he's radioing to other people. Yeah, I got him on hole number 15. We're walking out. He's on hole number 15. We'll be out in just a second. I'm like, is there an entourage of
walking out? Keep the scope on him. Get the scope on him. Sniper ready? Yeah. I got it.
Is the SWAT team waiting out there for a $2 ticket?
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Taser.
Don't tase me, bro.
What are you? He's taking it so seriously. I mean, I guess maybe the person isn't from. Firstly, I don't know what they teach you in the Ranger Academy over there for park ranger stuff, but I assume that it's all kicking indoors and just shooting people because that guy took it way too serious. I don't know if he knows, but disc golfers are generally peaceful people.
Yeah.
Not going to get a lot of fight out of a disc golfer.
Well, he's not going to be kicking many doors in the woods, but...
No, that's it. hey, put that fire out. Hey. Like, calm down, man.
Yeah.
Trying to relax.
So anyways, he walks me out and he goes... All right, can you see your car from here? Yes, sir, I can see my car from here. He goes, go to the clubhouse, pay your $2, and you can play for the rest of the day. Oh, thank God. Because it would, if something bad would have happened to me like that, if I would have been actually arrested or whatever, I probably could have lost my job, my real job.
Yeah, that would have been
public
bad.
safety. So how did you lose your job, Pat? Oh, I was playing disc golf, trespassing, doing a little trespassing.
Oh, just a little bit here and there, just a smidgen.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess it happens to the best of us. And you know, I totally claim ignorance. I said, I know it's no defense, man. And here I am running my mouth. I probably just should have kept my mouth shut. But we're walking out. I'm like, sir, I just claim ignorance. I didn't see the sign. I didn't even say it's your fault.
It's your fault.
Your sign is the size of an iPhone.
Yeah, that's what, you know, people get in trouble for staying. I don't know. I wish I could have been there for that one. I think you would have been much nicer than I would have, because I would have messed with them the whole way
and
back.
That's why I'm glad you weren't there, so that we both did.
I'd be like, I would have put my hands out and like, take me to jail. Take me to jail.
And I would have said, take him to jail.
Yeah,
I'm on your. Let me help you. Let me see your taser.
I got this. Hey, tase him. I'm a medic.
I was telling him the whole time he shouldn't be out here. I was trying to stop him. I wasn't playing.
There you go.
That's terrible. I wouldn't do that to you, buddy.
I love it. I'd do that to me. That's good. That's easy humor right there.
Oh, well, I guess it makes a good podcast.
So anyhow, so what's new with Zen, Pat?
What's new with Zen? Well, I had a very cool mail call when I got home this morning. I was on shift on duty last night, so I don't get my mail till I come home in the morning.
Right.
I got home this morning, had another little box sitting there from Discmania, who, this is the second box that they've sent me, and they didn't even warn me that this one was coming. I started talking to them around this time. I started talking to Infinite Discs about, giveaways and things like that. Infinite Discs signed on, and Discmania signed on to try to help me with my giveaways and things like that. But Discmania does a little bit different. Infinite Discs actually drop ships my discs went to my winner.
Right.
Discmania has been mailing them to me, and they're kind of building up, which is a fabulous problem to have.
No kidding, right?
The only downside is I'm like, I've got to give these things away. And I know you guys are listening. You're like, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Well, I want to. So what I'm hoping to do is to take these discs and start giving the Discmania stuff away for listeners of the podcast.
How does that sound, listeners?
How does that sound, Discmania?
Sounds pretty enticing, doesn't it?
Well, regardless, Discmania is sponsoring Zen Disc Golf, and their stuff is going to get given away. But I'm still currently trying to hear back from them if they're going to, because when I pitched the idea to them, I was very specific on how I was going to do it. And so if they'll allow me to have a little bit more leniency and switch it over to the podcast, because the podcast didn't exist when I gained the sponsorship with Discmania.
Right.
By the way, those guys at Discmania, hands down, nice people. Really
Absolutely.
good people. And they started sending me all this stuff. And like I said, I really didn't even have a warning that this box was coming in. I opened it and I was like, oh man, I got some beautiful stuff in here. I've got this C-Line fairway driver, 172 grams.
Nice bright orange disc.
Bright orange. Thank you for identifying.
Anytime.
What color is this
I'm
one
here for you. That's
ahead
pink.
of time?
That's pink and blue.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Pink and blue. So, all right. See, that's why I drive a machine gun gray Prius. It might not even be gray. Everybody might be lying to me.
He has no idea it's red. We're going to keep this going.
No.
I've got in, let's see here, it's a DD2.
That thing looks awesome.
They are wonderful. My father-in-law actually plays with one of these. This is his go-to driver. And he just picked one up on a whim. He didn't know what it was. He just liked the way it looks, so he bought one.
Looks pretty overstable.
It is. I mean, I think it's got a -2 turn rating, but it takes a heck of a lot of power to get it out of it. And I think that coming out of your hand, it just seems to fly faster than a lot of the other 13-speed drivers out there. I like one of these on a good flick. I really do.
Right. It looks like a good flick disc.
I'm comfortable throwing it into the wind, too.
We need to stay away from flicking discs.
Yeah, bad things happen. And if you drive a Ford Contour, you're in double danger. And then I'm also holding on to the P1 putter here, another Discmania disc. And now you've got 2 of these laying around.
Oh, yeah?
You got, well, actually, I think you got like 3 or 4. But the one that I'm holding in my hand is, I believe, I want to say it's like a Pro Plastic or similar to it. But it's very good, very tacky plastic, little flex to it. But fits very well in the hand, and it's sticky enough yet slick enough on the bead to kind of come out of your hand really nice. And then you also have you have a gummy. I think it's either a P1, I think it's a P2 over there. That gummy plastic to me is voodoo. I don't understand how it can be so flexible but maintain its structural integrity. But I just love the way they fly, and I love the way they come out of my hands. Oh,
you forgot to mention the stamp on this.
Oh, thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you've got the Flying Circus with Simon Lazai. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I'm hoping to try to catch one of those events. We'll see if it happens. And we also have the pink disc we were just talking about, the Deep in the Game stamp with Avery Jenkins. I think that one's what, an M3?
Yeah, I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
An MP3?
No, MP3. No, MD3.
MD3.
Yep.
Okay. We'll throw some MP3s out there.
There you go. But now that one there... It reminds me of very much so of my Rock 3, and I think this one here is what it's 180 grams. That's pretty heavy for a disc for me, and I like these on real windy days because it's a lot like, for me it feels like throwing a dinner plate almost. But it
you're
feels
all
good
about the dinner plates.
I had a really weird childhood.
Have you ever taken just a bag of dinner plates out on the course and just because you compare a lot of things to throwing dinner plates?
I'm not going to answer that directly. No, but now that you mention it, yeah, it sounds like a challenge. I'm gonna have to do it. But no, these
next round only dinner plates.
Only dinner plates, yes. But it feels good in your hand, nice and firm, and it's a good color you're gonna be able to find. But it's got that Deep in the Game, which I think anybody who's watched those videos, Deep in the Game, they were awesome.
Yeah.
They did a great job, and I learned a lot and actually improved my game, so I'm all about it.
Absolutely, and both those guys, Avery Jenkins and Simon Lizotte, they're pretty cool in my opinion.
They are. Shoot,
well, they were talking about my book on the disc golf show.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Hey, you can't beat that.
I can't beat it. So I got love for those guys.
It's the best advertising right there. Avery Jenkins is cool, and I hit him up on Facebook one day, and he hit me back. He was like, "What's up, man?"
Yeah, well, he's been following Zen Disc Golf at least on Instagram pretty much since the inception. So I mean, hey, that's an honor.
You can't beat that. And then what else? They sent you some stickers, some
patches,
little
bracelets, a ton of bracelets. I'm just gonna start with the patches and stickers and bracelets. If you order stuff from me, order some minis, order some stickers. I'm just going to start stuffing that stuff in the envelopes.
There you go.
So, I mean, luck of the draw.
You never know.
You never know what you're going to get from me.
In other news, Zach just placed 10 orders for Pat's book just to see what kind of merch he can get.
Well, I don't send out the individual copies from Amazon, so you're not going to get anything extra from Amazon. But,
all right.
You know, if you buy the minis and the stickers and the sign books and anything that I'm selling from the website, you'll probably get some Discmania.
My plan already backfired.
Wow. Well, speaking of giveaways, why don't we move on to our signed book giveaway there, Zach?
Yes, sir. We have got a review here from Erin Ann Henkes. I think I've said that right. Again, I hope I didn't butcher your name.
Henkson.
Hanks? No, that one says it's 2 different words. It says Henkes and then it's on January.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's... Well,
oh, I see what you're saying. It is Hanks, and then it's on January. Yeah, sorry.
So from January 2015...
I'm still learning to read.
You've got... she bought a paperback version of the book, and this is a 5-star review. And it says, great book, really focused on incorporating proper thought into each and every aspect of your game and applying those to everyday life. This book makes you want to run out onto the course each and every time you pick it up. Luckily, the local course is half a block away. That's a great review. And
right on, Erin. Thank you so much for doing that for me. So if you email me at zendiscgolf@gmail.com, hopefully you're listening to the podcast. If you email me there with your address and information, I'm going to send you a signed book.
And that's pretty awesome.
For free. Oh, and you'll probably get some Discmania stuff in the package too.
Yeah, some extra merch. Check that out.
And that's what I'd like to kind of start doing with... we'll figure it out how we're going to give away this Discmania stuff. But promise you, because I'm not allowed to keep it, promise you I'm going to be giving it away to some followers. So stay tuned to all the social media. It's going out there. It's going sometime.
What more can you ask for? You get a bunch of nice, crisp, clean new discs
and
coming
it's
your way.
stacking up. So I've got to start. You know, my wife's having a baby, and we're trying to clean house, and I keep getting more discs.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, it's a good problem to have, just like everything else. So, speaking of all the social media, let's talk about and see what's going on the Twitter this past week. I asked the question, do you ever practice before putting? Or do you practice before... Do you... Rewind. Still learning to read.
Struggle bus.
Yes, struggle bus. I'm sorry, I didn't sleep last night. Okay, so... Do you practice putting? I typed this, by the way, into the Twitter. Do you practice putting before every round, and what is your routine? Zach, field that one.
You know, for me, it varies. You know, it depends on the weather a lot of the time for me. If it's really windy, I won't. And that's...
You just won't throw?
I won't. No, I'll instead of going out and practicing putting, I'll just jump right into a round. Because I think that it's a weird mental thing for me. If I start warming up and my putts are just going straight to heck,
true.
In the wind, it's a kind of a confidence buster for me. Whereas if I get out there, tee off, and my first putt's into the wind, like a little headwind, and I drain like a nice 20-footer, right. My confidence is sky high.
Right.
So for me, true. Now if the weather's clean and I got some spare time before a round, I'm all about getting out there, dumping out 4 or 5 putters from the trunk and just getting after it, getting warmed up. Another thing that I've seen done and I've tried a little bit with some pretty good success is take a putter, one of your softer putters. Like I like to use my I have a Voodoo, Gateway Voodoo, and I like to just toss it back and forth to whoever I'm playing the round with. And it's nice little backhand tosses to your partner there, and that's a good way to get the muscles warm, get the confidence up, work on the accuracy a little bit, and just kind of shoot the bowl, get the jitters out before the round starts. The
first time we ever played, we played at Munden, and we got ready to tee off, and you went through a little stretch routine or push-ups or did something. I remember you did that. Do you always do that?
I did, yeah. It depends on the day. That particular, I say everything depends. Most days, I will...
It all depends.
I like to refer to them as an Air Force push-up, where you lay down on the ground and you push your body up, and it basically stretches your abs. And for me, I think a lot of my strength comes from my core when I'm playing the game. And I don't know how you feel, but if I step up on a tee box and the tee box is 300 feet and I try to rip off a good flick, it's a little high impact for not having stretched.
Well, I injured my back. At least I believe I did a couple months ago while I was at work. Working, I was probably riding the medic and lifting a patient. And I think I injured my back at that time, and I never really took care of stretching it out. And I think over the past 6 months, it's gotten so out of whack and that when I just try to bend down and like even just grab my knees, that I hear snap, crackle, pop just in my back. I'm like, man, this is not good. So I started a stretching routine, not well on the course and off the course, just trying to do it every day. And I made great gains. Last night, I bent down and touched my toes.
Aha, you got it.
With no pain.
Nice.
I texted my wife. My wife's like, really? This is important information.
You hear in the background the music, the best.
Yeah, he touched his toes and they'll touch the ground. Yeah.
I love it. Beautiful.
So for me, like he was saying, well, we both have practice baskets in the backyard.
Yep.
So we have no shortage of putting practice per se. In fact, you owned me.
Oh yeah.
After the last podcast.
There was a pretty brutal beat down on you've got like an 18-hole setup. You got 6 spots that you do 3 shots from each and do 3 rounds, and you took a whooping.
Okay, my yard is about 30 feet by 30 feet. I don't have 18 holes set.
Well, I mean, let me rephrase. You have.
I wish.
You have an 18-hole game.
Make me just sound
unquote.
Amazing.
But the game is awesome, and it was stacked in his favor. He's the creator and founder of the game, and he took a beating.
Course
and it
builder.
was glorious.
So the game that we play in the backyard is I have 6 different what I call tee pads. Basically, they're the bricks that I've laid into the ground, and we both take 3 putters, any 3 putters you want, and you go from 1 tee pad to the next, and you just count up your score for every one you make, and you just do it 3 times all the way through, and makes up 18 holes with just one basket.
And it was awesome.
So yeah, that's good time. So we do that, or I do that, and he's got his own backyard basket, and but when I go out on the course, I understand what you're saying, because it's like if you walk up to a basket and you start missing putts, you can almost let that get in your head as, today's not my day. And if as soon as that sentence enters your mind, I missed the first 3 putts that I practiced on. Well, maybe you're not having a good putting day. Maybe you're having an amazing driving day, or maybe you're having a great upshot day. And that happens, right? That happens. So, I don't know I think it depends on the person.
I agree.
That being said, if I was at a tournament, I'd probably try to sink a few. And a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll start really close just to build up that putting confidence.
Yep.
And so I actually, when I asked this on Twitter, I got a lot of responses back from you guys. And the first one was from John Baird, I think.
Yeah,
Baird
sounds about right.
Yeah, he says, yes. He's excited about it. Yes! He says, start short around 5 feet and move back to the edge of the circle gradually, then start back towards 5 feet. So he's talking about building that close-up confidence, moving it back, and then coming back towards it.
It's very similar to what I do in the backyard. I start at 10, and you make 10 from 10, then 10 from 12, 10 from 14, work my way back. And then I get to about 25 to 30, and then I stop worrying about making a 10 and just try to get the reps in.
Right.
Because I find it hard to believe I'm going to make 100% from 30-plus feet. Just
right.
It's tough.
Yeah. Lions fan _1 says, I do 5 putts from 4 angles at 10 feet, then at 20 feet. And if I have time, I'll do this in longer sets of putts. I wonder if he brings measuring tape out. Or does he just walk it out?
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
He's very specific about, I do 5 putts from 4 angles at 10 feet. So that almost sounds like a math equation on like an SAT.
Oh, yeah.
If you do 5 putts at 4 angles at 10 feet apiece, what time will 2 trains meet?
Yeah. What is X? Like, I don't know.
Sounds like, hey, that's a great routine though. If you've developed your routine to be that like spot on, that's like what we were talking about last week or last podcast when we were talking about disc weight. You were very specific about some of your weights, and I said, I don't know, I just feel it. If it feels good, I throw it.
Throw it.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on to our interview. Today we're interviewing Jeremy Zaborowski. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with Jeremy from Chain Cutters, selling curated box subscriptions of discs. This ought to be good. We'll be right back.
All right, we have Jeremy Zaborowski with us. How are you, Jeremy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not too bad today. And you are the owner and founder of Chain Cutters Union.
Yeah, actually the co-founder.
Co-founder?
Myself, co-founder. Yep, there's 2 of us.
Okay, right on. So what I understand that y'all do is curated boxes. Can you tell us a little bit about Chain Cutters and what your plans are with that business?
Yeah. So we're trying to capitalize on and kind of help out the disc community and fill that void where Loot Crate for the geeks. There's so many quarterly, monthly, weekly curated boxes that when we got into disc golf, we're like, where's the disc golf one? And there wasn't one. So we stepped up and said, hey, let's do it.
So you saw it like in other fields, and you decided to do it with Chain Cutters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a subscription box nut. I mean, I have 4 or 5 different things from snacks like Grays to a quarterly box from Tim Ferriss to the Loot Crate for kind of the geeky toys and stuff.
Oh, you're a Tim Ferriss fan, so you must be a podcast fan then too, huh?
Oh, I am. I love podcasts.
Yeah, I used to listen to his podcast all the time. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Jeremy.
So I'm a 29-year-old software developer up at Rochester, New York. During the daytime, I work for a government contractor, and at night I do all kinds of small startup business type stuff. I got a web design firm. I'm actually the CTO and co-founder of a New York City startup called Tattle. Obviously, I'm starting up Chain Cutters Union. So I've always kind of been this. Whenever I see something that's not there, I want to make it.
So your job is to just fill that gap, right?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Did I hear that right? You said you're from Rochester, New York?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I'm from Watertown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right on. I thought I heard a little New York in that voice.
Yeah.
Cool. So with Chain Cutters Union, how you explained to me that you were already doing the boxes. You do the Tim Ferriss box. You do the other boxes. How did the idea? Can you expand on that? How the idea kind of came about?
Yeah. So it's a market where you're always buying new discs. It's not kind of where you buy one and then you're good for a few years. So you're always buying discs, and you're always looking to kind of stand out a little bit. There's so many choices. First of all.
Right.
So what we want to do is we were talking at work. We don't have cube walls, so ideas get thrown around all day long. And I was playing with one of my toys that I got from Luke Creighton. Somebody was talking about disc golf, and it just kind of it just kind of spiraled like instantly. 5 minutes later, we're like, "What? Let's get on the phone with people and figure this out," because you've got the new guys who they walk into a disc golf shop and okay, where do I start? Which one of these random pieces of plastic do I buy? And then you've got the guys who've been doing it for a long time. They know exactly what they want, and now it's kind of I have my bag full of stuff that I know will get the job done.
Right.
But there's the collectible ones, the ones with the custom stamps.
Okay. Yeah.
So our goal was to try to find a way. You can't make everybody happy, but we thought we could make a lot of people happy. So we want to get a disc that good quality discs. We were actually in talks with a lot of the big manufacturers, but every disc would be custom stamped with the exclusive logo, or not logo, but the exclusive design that we're also putting on our shirts.
Oh, cool.
For other, yeah.
So you're going to add the Chain Cutters stuff to the discs and everything too, huh?
Yeah. One of the bigger things that we realized, and we put out and this has been up this idea has been around for about 3 weeks.
Pretty new.
We're moving fast. We put out a survey. We did a 3-day campaign on Facebook to try to get responses to our 5-question quick survey. And in that, we reached out to an artist, a friend of mine, who makes downhill skiing T-shirts, because he saw a gap in that market where nothing looked good. So all his stuff is really cool, really unique. So he came up with this awesome Anheuser-Busch design.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's literally, and the more you look at it, the more levels it kind of clicks on. It's literally a disc Anheisering around a bush. So it's perfect.
Right.
So we threw that up on the survey, and people went nuts. So we had 290 responses, 280 of which gave us their emails and said, "Yep, we want this thing."
Oh, that's awesome! Nice. So you're doing great. And that was only 3 days, and you got 280 responses.
Yeah, it definitely told us we were in the right space.
Absolutely. That's good, because my next question was going to be who are you marketing to? I know you mentioned newbies and people who have been in the sport for a little while, but I think that as soon as somebody, like I always say, as soon as you hear those chains, you're addicted. And the first thing I did, as you mentioned, was go out to the store and buy everything disc golf I could buy. But what you're offering is you're saying, by the subscription, we send you a whole bunch of stuff, and because we're able to get it in bulk, we save you a lot of money on that. And plus you're talking about curation too. And when I first read that, the first idea that came to me that I thought it was you were going to have pros kind of curate your box. And I tweeted that, and you responded, "Oh, that's a great idea. I thought that was your idea."
Yeah, it's funny because when you said that, we kind of looked around. We're like, "Yeah, that's fantastic."
Yeah.
Our thought was, we kind of do that through, a little bit more, I guess, kind of through our network.
Sure.
Working with people and saying, okay, what's new, what's good, what drivers are everybody using, what cool accessories. Because again, the discs are a little bit tricky. But, as our responses have shown, if people have 15 to 20 discs in their bag already, they probably know what they want. And so we're allowing everyone to pick. This is our plan for now.
Okay.
When we do give you the hot stamp, you can pick putter, fairway driver, distance driver, whatever you're looking for.
So you can actually choose the discs.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it a kind of a secret. A little surprise for you is what disc you get, but
Okay.
you know you're not gonna be like, oh, I don't need any more putters. Like,
Oh, okay. I see what
you
you're
at least know to decide kind of what you'll get them. But you know, we're gonna go out, and I think the big part of it, like you said, we can save you money. But what we can also do is find stuff that you might not know about. And what we really want to do, which is actually why I reached out to you. I'm like, you know, everybody should have this book. So now we can.
Thank you.
You know, so now we can give it to people. They may not know that it's out there, but
Right.
they might love it.
Right.
So our goal is to basically say, listen, trust us. We're going to go out, work with the pros. Obviously, the more people that sign up, the more deals and relationships we build with, you know, the bigger companies. We have access to their players, and that should help grow that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's about giving them, you know, curated stuff, things that they never find. And a huge thing, everybody said it, from the newbies to the more seasoned veterans. They want exclusive apparel, clothes they can wear outside, like off the disc golf course.
Right.
And so really that's kind of what we focused on. We said, okay, fine, we won't make the disc itself won't be the real factor. Because we've seen a couple somewhat similar companies have tried to start up and just never really got traction because you're going to give them a disc they don't want, they can go buy it.
Yeah.
So we're saying, okay, let me give you this design that is super unique, it's exclusive. After this box, you won't see it again. And it'll be on your disc, and it'll be on your shirt.
Right. And I think you hit the nail on the head there, because I've been thinking a lot recently about my own branding and how successful you become when you say, this is limited edition. Those
Right.
two words make a big difference.
They really do.
Like we just released the Zendiscgolf minis,
Oh, yeah.
which I hand numbered from 1 to 100, and I can't keep them in stock. And I started realizing that's kind of it's interesting. The disc golf it can be compared to so many things, but I started thinking about comic books because I've been watching a lot of Comic Book Men on A&E. By the way, they don't sponsor me. But I started watching that, and I've actually gotten ideas from watching that and saying, hey, people love the idea, especially disc golfers, of limited edition. So I think that's nail on the head.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big comic book fan too, so if you want to make a Zen in the Art disc golf comic book, I'll put it in our box.
Right on.
Okay, I've given you ideas. Now you're giving me ideas. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good business relationship. What else is going to be in the box? Because you mentioned it's not all about the discs. So
Right. Yeah. So we've listened. You know, we had some ideas right from the beginning, and then really we got way more responses than we expected. And thank God we put a field in there that said, "What do you want in the box? Tell us what you want." 'Cause again, I can go out and buy stuff for myself if that's what I really wanted. What I want to do is I want to make this work for everybody, make everybody happy, or at least happy enough.
Right.
So, what do you guys want? What do you guys want in the boxes? And a lot of people said, "Hey, little things. Things that I can customize my gear with. The birdie count, the birdie beads and the shot counters and stuff like that. Kind of some of the handcrafted stuff,
Okay.
and then some of the more custom, smaller company items, things that they can't get. You know, if they're in a certain town where there's no pro shop, or they may not know about some of the smaller companies. So they kind of want that stuff. Like, let me go find it for you. Then we'll send it to you. Snacks too were a big one. Kind of the more unique gourmet, artisan, like trail mixes. And we were talking to Vermont Smoking Cure. They have really cool, as cool, I guess, as beef sticks can be, but they're like beef sticks. But, they're
Incidentally,
artisan,
that's the name of the podcast. Cool as beef sticks could be.
Cool as beef
Episode number 2. Sorry.
Right. So yeah, it's kind of been interesting. It's really what I want it to be is, every quarter, and we said it on a quarter, just figuring we don't want to weaken the brand, give you 12 designs a year and stuff, but so every quarter you get that box. It's a new season. So we think we want to probably make them kind of season specific, but, make it so you open that box and you're like, cool, here's everything I need. I can customize my bag, got a new disc, got a handful of snacks. Let's go to the course. And it's,
you know what else? It's interesting. Just listening to you describe and hearing the excitement about your business. It's almost like you're not just selling the product, but you're also selling the experience of opening this box. Almost it's like Christmas 4 times a year.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to be great.
Well, I think the beauty of it is that your ability to ship these boxes anywhere is going to reach some of those players that don't, like you said, have a pro shop or have the ability to go out and replenish their bag.
Right.
When they have a bunch of discs, some of them hit the water, they don't get them back, they get too beat in for use anymore. They can't get out there and play anymore. So you're growing the sport with your ability to reach out with these curated boxes, and I think that's pretty fantastic. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not only that, but you're helping the other companies, the little companies inside the box.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've looked at it, and certain things are going to cost us more than others, but we don't want to just kind of go out there and be like, all right, who can give us the cheapest of anything and throw it in a box? Mm-hmm. This has to be important to us, has to be important to everybody else. And so it's some, obviously, name brand, good quality plastic, but also, like I said, these kind of things that they might not know about. And I think another, like you said, the excitement of it, which is why we're going to keep a good chunk of the items secret, basically, until you open the box.
Nice. And it was a real honor that you reached out to me then.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think that was probably the morning after we had our discussion to start this as a business. I was like, hey, get this book in there. I think you're the first person, other than disc manufacturers, I think I contacted.
So, Jeremy, let me ask you this. I understand you're in the midst of your crawl, walk, run phase, getting off the ground. When do you expect to go online full time and start shipping boxes?
Yeah, good question. So we partnered with a subscription box back end company who's going to help us get this going really fast. We don't have to worry about building the website, building the core behind it, getting all that stuff handled. They're going to help us out. And so we got our DBA today. So we're that much closer. So now we're working on getting our tax ID numbers and that kind of stuff so we can start buying stuff.
Nice.
But what we're going to do basically is when we get these numbers and this last bit of paperwork filed, set the website up. I mean, it's designed, it's ready to go. We're going to flip the switch. Our current placeholder, MVP, just gather the emails to make sure it's viable. That stuff is about to be dead not too long from now. And when you go to the site, you'll be able to sign up, save, you can pick 1 quarter, pay for 2 quarters, pay for the whole year, and each one will knock off a few dollars off your boxes.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And then, so what we'll do is it's kind of, I think we're going to go, we decided about 3 weeks from when we launched the site. It'll be about 3 weeks of sign-up time. And then we're not cutting off sign-ups, but if you sign up after that, you're in for the next quarter.
Right.
Because then we need to get those numbers out, get a hold of everybody and say, okay, we have 100, we have 200, we have 300, whatever it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is I need to hurry up and sign up.
Yeah, you've got about 3 weeks for when we launch. So I'm thinking we'll be shipping probably 2 weeks after that. I would say we'll be shipping in 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, that's going to be awesome, man.
Oh, wow.
Don't hold to that, but that's our goal.
So how many people do you have signed up so far, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, well, we don't have the site, the sign up, taking people's money turned down yet.
Oh, okay.
But we have 300 emails of people that said, let us know when it's ready to go.
Yeah, you have my email, that's for sure.
And you'll have mine here as soon as we're done talking. I can count on that.
All right. I like to hear.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think 300, the way we looked at it, we said, for us, especially in the first shipment, we're not looking to make money. So we need to get enough people that are interested that would get at least our money back or some of our money back for some of the costs that we're going to incur. So we said, okay, if we can get 100 people to give us their email within 2 weeks, that's pretty good. We'll consider that viable and we'll go forward.
Mm-hmm.
So when I turned on that Facebook ad for 3 days and we got 300 responses roughly,
wow.
I was like, okay. I mean, I guess, and we're going to run as soon as when that site goes live, I'm going to, triple the amount of Facebook money we spent there. And so if we can drive, we did Google ads, and it was surprisingly awful.
Oh wow! Thanks for the input.
Yeah, well, we were getting I think it was about 50 cents per interaction.
Yeah,
we got our Facebook one got down to about 1.5 cents.
Right on. So you mentioned about what you're feeling your prices are going to be, that if somebody signs up for a whole year, it's going to be less and all that kind of stuff. What did you say what your prices were going to actually be, or what ballpark?
I didn't say that, but I will.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we've been crunching numbers. We keep going back. I have a spreadsheet that I look at every day and kind of rethink. But what it looks like what we're going to do is we're going to offer for the base. If you do one quarter at a time, it's going to be $35, including shipping. So it'll be free shipping, $35.
Not bad.
That's going to get you what we consider the MSRP is about 55 to 60.
Double your money.
We've got, yeah, we're saving everybody money. And what you get out of that, the way we look at it, if the disc wasn't customized and you got a T-shirt from the guy that we got to design our shirt runs his own store. So if you were to buy one of his shirts and you bought a disc off the rack, you'd be at about $35, maybe $40.
Okay.
So the way we figure it, we'll charge you $35. You get the shirt, but you also get that design, custom exclusive hot stamped on the disc, and 3 or 4 other cool items. And what we also want to do is we want to throw in. I mean, everyone loves kind of that the swag with the stickers and the vinyls and that kind of stuff. So we're trying to get a lot of those in there too.
Yeah, the
Every time Zach comes over to my house, I give him swag.
Oh yeah,
that's why he works for me.
Yep, my sticker game is strong right now.
So, you meant what date did you think you were going online with this? You said about 6 weeks. Is that correct?
Well, we think we're going to open the site up for people to sign up for real and kind of get their name really in the system and be ready to go. We won't charge until we ship.
Okay.
So that's how it's going to work. But yeah, so rough estimate is we'll turn that on 7 to 10 days from now, and we'll leave that. We'll collect the first group, that first exclusive, awesome group of people that'll get the first box. I think it's going to be about 3 weeks from the day we turn it on.
Okay.
And then we'll take those numbers, get them over to everybody we got to get to, between the manufacturers, the shirt companies, you guys, get those orders in. Hopefully you can do 400 books.
Oh, we can do 4. We can do whatever you need, sir.
Let's do it. We'll get up there. Yeah, we're going to go as high as we can here. But yeah, so, our goal is to kind of cut that off 3 weeks. And hopefully, it depends on everyone's turnaround time. It's going to be, I hate to give too hard of a number because I guarantee I'm going to be wrong our first time out.
Well, yeah, it's always a great plan until you get in that with a brick, right?
Yeah.
So where can people go to I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just going to kind of reiterate just the time scale, and we think it'll be somewhere around, sign-ups within 10 days, hopefully shipping 6 to 8 weeks after that.
Okay, right on. Where can people go to find out more about Chain Cutters Union?
You can go a couple places. So we have currently our landing page where we collect emails. If you're interested, fill it out. That's chaincutters.co. Actually, I lied. That's chaincuttersunion.co.
Okay.
Full name.co. Then we're on Twitter. There's both of us. Greg, which is the other co-founder, he is just at Chain Cutters. And right. I am at chaincutters_JZ. Right. So that's where we are there. And we have a Facebook page up as well. So if you just search on Facebook for Chain Cutters Union, you'll see us. We got a cool little logo. It's two chains being cut by a disc.
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome. I think Zach has one more question for you.
I got a couple for you, Jeremy.
This is how Zach likes to end our interviews. He doesn't let me prep you, but he likes to do the little thing we call a ring of fire.
Are you ready?
Oh, boy. I don't know.
All right. First question. You get to pick 3 discs for the rest of your life. 1 driver, 1 mid, 1 putter. Go.
Oh, boy. Depends who our sponsors are going to be. No, let's see. I'm going to do, I just picked up a really awesome dynamic disc, the Witness.
Okay.
Because I realized, so that'll be my mid. Because I realized that being ambidextrous doesn't always work out.
Right.
So my backhand is right-handed. My forehand is left-handed. So you go the same direction.
Wow.
So I need to get something I can kind of turn to the right. So, we'll do that for the mid. Do the Gateway Wizard for the putter.
Ooh. I just picked one up yesterday.
Going for the Wizard.
Oh, yeah? Nice. Yeah. And then a driver, huh? We'll go with the Valkyrie.
Ooh, wow, listen to that. All right, and all good choices.
I think that would be a common one for a lot of people, honestly.
I have one in my bag, and I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Are you ready?
Oh, boy, yeah.
You can play one course for the rest of time. What course do you play?
Ooh, interesting. Since I get really nervous around water, my zen does not kick in when there's water nearby. it'd be somewhere where there's no chance of losing the disc in the water.
Not Munden Park.
No, not Munden.
I did. I fished 3 out this week. So,
just order another box.
There you go.
Yeah. That's a good question. I'm going to do something local though. That way I can play it all the time. So I'm going to go with our Ellison Park here in Rochester.
Very good choice.
We'll have to look that up. Have you played there?
I haven't played there. I've seen it, but I haven't played there yet. No, unfortunately, I haven't played any courses in New York. I started playing golf after I left. But I will be happy to come up there and play around anytime you want.
Yeah,
it's a pretty big area here. We have 9 courses in our town.
Wow.
Oh wow! Yeah,
disc golf is just exploding.
I love it. All right, Jeremy, I understood it that you do in fact like comic books. Is that correct?
I do. That is correct.
Third and final question. Prepare yourself.
Uh-oh.
Who wins in a fight? The Justice League or the Avengers?
Ooh, Justice League all day.
Ooh, and why?
Man, he
wasn't even. He was ready.
He had that written down.
Oh, it's like you read my mind. All right, and why do they win?
Well, I've been a DC fan. I was never a Marvel fan. I am now because the movies. I mean, you can't deny they can make a really good movie and a really good TV show.
Yeah.
But I mean, Superman, you can't stop him with any mutant.
I agree. Well said. I'm a big Punisher fan myself. That's by far my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, the Marvel has some pretty powerful and cool people, but you've got an alien that's indestructible.
Yep.
You have a guy who has a ring that can conjure up anything he can imagine. I mean, then you got Batman. So
the world's greatest detective.
That's right.
I love Batman. He's awesome.
Well, Jeremy, do you have anything else for our listeners today?
No, I just hope that this works out, and everybody that's interested, please, we need to know that you want this. So whether it's through Twitter, Facebook, our website, if it interests you at all, or if you want to do it as a gift, get somebody into it. We really do think that with everyone's help, everyone's feedback, that we can make this something that the newbies are going to want, and the pros. Yeah, sure, the pros, but the seasoned veterans, everyone's going to want it, because we're not saying, here's a disc that you have to have. We're saying here's a design, a trading item, an exclusive item, and some cool stuff.
Right.
That you have to have.
Awesome. Well, I'm constantly retweeting you. I think I've shared you on the Facebook. So, you have our support behind your back. I think it's going to be good, man.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing my first box in the mail.
And yeah,
absolutely.
and I'm really hoping all the listeners out there go to chaincuttersunion.co to get your subscription started, or to get on the mailing list, depending on.
Get on the mailing list. Yep.
Yeah, get on the mailing list. And also follow them on Facebook, Chain Cutters Union, and follow them on Twitter also. They tweet some pretty cool stuff. So this has been episode 2 of the Zen Disc Golf podcast. As always, please subscribe so that you never miss a minute of disc golf talk between Zach and I. Also, sign up for the mailing list, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We're all over the Twitter. We're all over the place. But most importantly, just throw.